I told my classmate to go F herself after she framed me as an ableist and made my semester hell. So I'm in my junior year of college, taking this sociology class that's supposed to be easy, but ended up being a nightmare because of this girl Emma. She sits 2 rows behind me and always has something to say about everything. You know the type, raises her hand every 5 minutes to add her opinion, even when nobody asked. The whole thing started during a group project about social inequalities. We got paired up randomly and Emma immediately took charge like she was running the UN or something. Our topic was workplace discrimination and we had to present in front of the whole class. I'm decent at presentations, but I have this thing where I stutter sometimes when I get nervous. It's not a big deal. I've dealt with it since I was a kid, but it gets worse when I'm stressed. During our practice session, Emma kept interrupting me every time I'd stumble on a word. She'd be like, "Just slow down," or "Take your time," in this super patronizing voice that made me feel like crap. I told her I was fine, and that it happens sometimes, but she wouldn't let it go. She kept asking if I needed accommodations, or if I should talk to the disability office. I told her no like 5 times, but she kept pushing. The day of our presentation comes, and I'm already nervous because half our grade depends on this thing. We get up there and I start talking about employment statistics, and about 3 minutes in, I stutter on the word discriminatory. Nothing major, just a little stumble. But Emma jumps in immediately and says what my partner is trying to say, and completely takes over my section. I was pissed, but I didn't want to make a scene in front of the whole class. After we finished, the professor gave us a B+, which was decent, but Emma complained that we could have gotten an A if the presentation had been smoother. She didn't say it directly, but I knew she was talking about me. The real mess started 2 days later. I'm sitting in the campus coffee shop doing homework when my friend Jake comes over looking weird. He asks me if I said anything offensive about people with disabilities in class. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He shows me his phone and there's this post on our class Facebook group that Emma wrote. She posted this long thing about how disappointed she was in our class discussion about ableism and how some people don't understand that mocking speech patterns is harmful. She didn't mention my name, but she wrote about how someone made fun of stuttering during a presentation and how it created an unsafe environment for people with speech disabilities. The post had like 30 comments already with people saying stuff like, "That's so messed up," and "Who would do that?" I read it 3 times trying to figure out what she was talking about. Nobody made fun of stuttering. Nobody even mentioned it except her. But reading the comments, it was obvious people thought someone had been making jokes about it during class. A few people even asked if they should report it to the professor. I screenshot the post and went straight to Emma's dorm. Her roommate let me in, and Emma was sitting at her desk like nothing happened. I showed her the post and asked what the hell she was doing. She got all defensive and said she was raising awareness about microaggressions, and that even if I didn't mean to be offensive, my comments about speech patterns were problematic. I told her I never made any comments about speech patterns. She said that during our practice session, I made jokes about people who stutter, and that it was inappropriate. This was complete bullshit. I never made jokes about stuttering. I literally stutter myself sometimes. She was making up this whole story. I asked her to delete the post and she refused. The next few days were hell. People in class started avoiding me. I'd walk into the sociology building and conversations would stop. Someone even left a note on my desk about being more mindful of my language. The professor pulled me aside after class and asked if there was anything I wanted to discuss about creating inclusive spaces. I tried explaining that there was a misunderstanding, but he just nodded and said we could schedule a meeting with the diversity office if I wanted to process what happened. He clearly thought I had done something wrong but was being diplomatic about it.